The focus of this movie is to show how properties entered in OrCAD Capture may become constraint overrides in PCB Editor. They may also be passed to PCB Editor to assist with placement, to create net classes, and differential pairs. We will start by assigning component properties. First, we'll assign the hard location property to component J1. This will assure that the reference designator for J1 cannot be changed by the back annotation program. Next, we'll add the room property to several components for the purpose of floor planning. We will select the components in the upper right-hand corner of page 2. Then we will bring them up in the property editor and add the room property, LED, This will assure that these parts are placed together on the board. Now we will work with the nets in our design. We will start by assigning our differential pairs. To do this, we will go to the Project Manager and select the Tools Create Differential Pair command from the top menu. If your nets are named such that the signal names within a pair are identical with only a suffix differentiating the positive and negative members of the pair, the assignment may be done automatically. We'll go to the Auto Assign window and input our parameters. We want DP underscore added as a prefix to each differential pair name. We will then tell the program to search for the suffixes underscore P and underscore N to identify the positive and negative members of our differential pairs. Once all differential pairs have been identified, we can simply click Create and then close the dialog boxes. Let's look at our differential pairs in the property editor. We can see that it is also possible to set constraint overrides, such as differential pair minimum spacing and differential pair uncoupled length, to set specific boundaries for routing the differential pairs. Let's set the max uncoupled length to 400 mils. Next, we'll assign properties to some of our other critical nets. Let's start by adding the net spacing type property to all of our clock nets. This will create a net class that will be passed to PCB Editor and then receive special spacing constraints. We will search for all nets containing the letter CLK and assign them to a special net class called clock. Notice we've already added other properties such as min line width, which is a constraint override, and route priority, which will tell the autorouter to route these signals first. We also need to constrain the length of a group of nets. Let's select them in the schematic by drawing a selection box over them and then bring them up in the property editor. We'll go to the Flat Nets tab in the property editor and add the total etch length property to our group of nets. We need these nets to be routed to a length between 2300 and 2500 mils. Once we have all of our properties assigned, we will send them over to the board layout using the Create Netlist command from the Tools pull-down menu. First, we'll need to check our allegro.cfg file to make sure all properties in our design will be passed to PCB Editor. We will now read our constraint changes into a partially placed board design file. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to watch part 2 in this series on constraint-driven design with OrCAD PCB Designer Professional.